Chair now recognizes the gentlelady from Florida, Mrs. Salazar, for 5 minutes.
Thank you. Welcome, Mr. Secretary. Wonderful to have you here. You know, I just want to make the observation of what a great republic we have. You, the foreign minister of the most important country in the world, you have to come to talk to the representatives of the people and have to go through this very tortuous process. You know, and I'm sure that that is agony for you, but my constituents in Miami would love to have the foreign minister of Venezuela or Cuba, right, or Nicaragua right in front of us, sitting in the same chair you are. So once again, thank you for being here, for your service.
Thank you.
And long live the United States for that beautiful system. I just mentioned Cuba. A week ago, your State Department took Cuba out of a semi-blacklist for countries that support terrorism. Not the main one, but the second one. On Monday, Cuban officials were at the Miami International Airport that I represent reviewing how we do counterterrorism. Cuba? Those two facts are a clear indication, sir, that you have all the intentions in the world to take Cuba out of the list of terrorist countries, even though Cuba supports Hamas and harbors American fugitives. So my question is simple. Have you begun the 6 months process required by the export controls law to remove the island from the list?
Very quickly, first, just to clear up a couple of things, if I can, but I will come to your question as quickly as I can.
Yeah, but remember that my time is running and I have 4 more countries.
Okay.
So tell me,
All right.
did you start the process required by the export controls to remove Cuba? It's 6 months and you need to start the process by July 21st.
We have an annual requirement to review the not fully cooperating list. We did that, and there were changed circumstances, including the fact that Colombia was no longer seeking the extradition of the ELN members who were in Cuba.
But that's
harboring.
a little excuse, sir. Cuba has fugitives from the United States. It supports, come on.
They do, for sure.
All right,
but
so then,
but
my
they're not
question
being
is,
pursued
are you
for
going to
terrorism.
take them off the main blacklist, which is the terrorist list for sponsor of terrorism?
In the near term, no, there's no intent to do that, but as necessary, we'll review, and we always have to.
But you have to review up until July 21st, according to the law.
Yeah,
So are you planning to do that?
I do not see anything happening by July 21st.
So will you commit, like you did last year, and you fulfilled your promise not to remove it from the list this time from now until November 5th, the election time?
Right
and
now,
you commit to that?
All I can tell you is that right now, in terms of July, that is
July 21st.
That's not happening. Yeah, July 21st.
Colombia. Let's go to President Petro, who has threatened to change the Colombian constitution without going through the Colombian Congress, similar to what Hugo Chavez did 25 years ago. Last month, Petro broke relations with Israel, and you know that President Biden loves President Petro. And my question to you is this: if Petro dares to break the Colombian constitution, just like Chavez did, do you think that President Biden will change the perception he has on President Petro?
I'm not going to comment on President Biden's
Will
views.
Will you change what you think of Colombia?
Let's see what actions are taken. We look to see in any country, partner, ally, adversary,
Mr.
the actions, not the
Secretary,
individuals.
President Petro has said that he is going to change the Constitution. He said it himself.
I appreciate it, but let's see what actions are taken. I don't want to engage in hypotheticals.
And if he were to take that action of changing the Constitution and becoming another Chavez?
I am not expert enough in Colombia's Constitution or its laws to know exactly what he is contemplating and what that would do or not do.
Contemplating on perpetuating, of staying in power forever and ever, amen, just like Chavez did. That's what he's planning to do.
Presumably, that would be something we would object to, but again, I don't want to get into a hypothetical because I just don't know the
But by your answer, you're giving him a green light to do that. You know that.
Hardly.
All right. Well, at least send the message that the United States is going to be very aware of what he's doing. Let's go to Venezuela. You know that Maduro will steal the presidential election July 28th, 2 months from now. He's going to steal it. You and I know it. I salute you and the White House for having reimposed oil sanctions under Maduro regime. We both want democracy in Venezuela. What can we do from this chair to help you, sir?
I think actually doing what you've been doing, which is to keep the pressure on to make clear that the things that Venezuela and Maduro may want, they cannot and he cannot achieve absent actually moving down the path to free and fair elections and doing what's necessary. The unitary platform as you know, reached an agreement with Maduro. We've looked to see whether that agreement's being implemented, and in critical aspects, it's not being implemented.
Maduro is going like that on us. So let's go to Argentina. Javier Milei is the most pro-American president in the history of Argentina. He supports your agenda. Ukraine, Israel, anti-China, Venezuela, Cuba, Taiwan, open markets. I just sent to President Biden a letter asking for Argentina to be asked to be joined or to be put in the APEP. Would you consider putting them in that signature economic plan for Latin America?
In short, yes, I was in Argentina just a couple of months ago with President Milei. I think...
Gentlelady's time is
and we've
We
had
need
a
more
lot-
Mileis in Latin America, don't you think, sir?
And I'm happy to look at your letter and certainly happy to consider that.
Wonderful.
The gentlelady's time's expired,
Thank you.
and I know she's got other countries to get through, Mr. Secretary, so she's going to send you those in writing. Gentlelady yields back. I now recognize the gentlelady from California, Ms. Jacobs, for 5 minutes.